Hello and welcome back to Cam Reads as we continue with Sarah Plain and Tall. Chapter 4. The dogs loved Sarah first. Lottie slept beside her bed, curled in a soft circle, and Nick leaned his face on the covers in the morning, watching for the first sign that Sarah was awake. No one knew where Seal slept. Seal was a roamer. Sarah's collection of shells sat on the windowsill. A scallop, she told us, picking up on the shells one by one. A sea clam, an oyster, a razor clam, and a conch shell. If you put it to your ear, you can hear the sea. She put it to Caleb's ear, then to mine. Papa listened too. Then Sarah listened once more, with a look so sad and far away that Caleb leaned against me. At least Sarah can hear the sea, he whispered. Papa was quiet and shy with Sarah, and so was I, but Caleb talked to Sarah from morning until the light left the sky. Where are you going, he asked. To do what? To pick flowers, said Sarah. I'll hang some of them upside down and dry them so they'll keep some color. We have flowers all winter long. I'll come too, cried Caleb. Sarah said winter, he said to me. That means Sarah will stay. Together we picked flowers, paintbrush and clover and prairie violets. There were buds on the wild roses and climbed up the paddock fence. The roses will bloom in early summer, I told Sarah. I looked to see if she knew what I was thinking. Summer was when the wedding would be. Might be. Sarah and Papa's wedding. We hung the flowers from the ceiling in little bunches. I've never seen this before, said Sarah. What's it called? Bride's bonnet, I told her. Caleb smiled at the name. We don't have this by the sea, she said. We have seaside goldenrod and wild asters and woolly ragwort. Woolly ragwort? Caleb whooped. He made up a song. Woolly ragwort all around, woolly ragwort on the ground. Woolly ragwort grows and grows, woolly ragwort in your nose. Sarah and Papa laughed, and the dogs lifted their heads and thumped their tails against the floor. Seal sat on a kitchen chair and watched us with yellow eyes. We ate Sarah's stew, the late light coming through the windows. Papa had baked bread that was still warm from the fire. The stew is fine, said Papa. Aye, Sarah said. The bread is too. What does aye mean? Asked Caleb. In Maine it means yes, said Sarah. Do you want more stew? Aye, said Caleb. Aye, echoed my father. After Sarah told us about William. He has a gray and white boat named Kittiwake. She looked out the window. That is a small gull found off the shore where William fishes. There are 3 ants who live near us. They wear silk dresses and no shoes. You would love them. Aye, said Caleb. Does your brother look like you? I asked. Yes, said Sarah. He is plain and tall. At dusk, Sarah cut Caleb's hair on the front steps, gathering his curls and scattering them on the fencing ground. Seal batted some hair around the porch as the dogs watched. Why? Asked Caleb. For the birds, said Sarah. They will lose it from their nest. Later we can look for nests of curls. Sarah said later, Caleb whispered to me as we spread his hair about. Sarah will stay. Sarah cut Papa's hairs too. No one else saw, but I found him behind the barn tossing the pieces of hair into the wind for the birds. Sarah brushed my hair and tied up on the nose of the back with a rose velvet ribbon she had brought from Maine. She brushed hers along and freed and tied to the back, and we stood side by side looking in the mirror. I looked taller, like Sarah, and fair and thin, and with my hair pulled back, I looked a little like her daughter, Sarah's daughter. Then it was time for singing. Sarah sang us a song that we had never heard before as we sat on the porch, insects buzzing around the dark, the rustling of crows in the grasses. It was called Summer is Comin' In. And she taught it to us all, even Papa, who sang as if he never stopped singing. Summer is comin' in, lewd sing cuckoo. What is sumer? Asked Caleb. He said it was sumer, the way Sarah had said it. Summer, said Papa, and Sarah looked at the same time. Caleb and I looked at each other. Summer was coming. Tomorrow, said Sarah, I went to see the sheep. You know, I've never touched one. Never? Caleb sat up. Never, said Sarah. She smiled, leaned back in a chair. But I've touched seals, real seals. They're cool and slippery, and they slide through the water like fish. They can cry and sing, and sometimes they bark like a little like dogs. Sarah barked like a seal, and Lottie and Nick came running from the barn to jump up on Sarah and lick her face and make her laugh. Sarah stroked them and scratched their ears, and it was quiet again. I wish I could touch a real seal right now, said Caleb, his voice softened in the night. So do I, said Sarah. She sighed, then she began to sing the summer song again. Far off in a field, a meadowlark sang too. And that is the end of that chapter. See you later.